Should the Stargate franchise get a reboot? That's the subject of today's video. This is Sean Holmes. Welcome to the Side View. For the purpose of today's video, I will explain what the Stargate franchise is about, for those of you who don't know what it is, why I'm a no on a reboot of the franchise, my gripe with the franchise, and my opinions about where the Stargate franchise should go next. Stargate Origins. Alan Emmerich and Dean Devlin during the 1990s created the first Stargate stories based on Einstein Rosenbridge. Stargate is about an object capable of transporting people from one planet to another. After the Stargate movie was developed, the movie, when it hit theaters, became a success in 1994. After the Stargate movie release, special spin-off TV shows, comic books, and cartoons were developed to expand the concept. As a youngster, I saw most of the Stargate cinematic content, and it is why I'm commenting on this video discussion today. Next is my opinion on a reboot. I'm against a Stargate reboot partly because it wasn't that long ago before the last SGU episode ended. Also, antagonists and secret mission explorations have been overused for years by the original Stargate show. I can't see how a reboot will bring renewed interest for more outdated concepts. Plus, a Stargate reboot will lead to problems of overglorifying the US military and bringing into focus real-life issues with people having access to automatic weapons. A reboot will also erase the success of Stargate. Aside from that, I also have issues with the Stargate franchise that go well beyond debate, cons versus pros about a reboot. Next point, my gripe with the Stargate franchise. During the first SG-1 shows, some of us fans suggested that a new episode should be created to show the ring accessing underwater worlds. Fan suggestions led to the development of episode SG-1 407 Season 4 Watergate, which we as fans never got credit for. When the Stargate franchise ignored Kingsley, introduced in SG-1 Season 1, we fans supported the inclusion of actor Ronnie, who played Kinsey, and his ability to critique the show in near fourth wall fashion that eventually led to some awesome stuff over the years. When some of us fans complained about the lack of culture diversity, given the Stargate stories are largely based on Egyptian concepts, the show started introducing more actors and actresses with diverse backgrounds. This got their shows lots of attention, but what did not happen was the introduction to different languages like we wanted. When Stargate Atlantis started producing the Wraith antagonists in repetitive ways that depicted no evolution to their story, we fans asked the producers to develop stories that would evolve the Wraith into scarier looking figures. This plea led to the development of episode 507 titled Whisperers, and we fans got no credit for it. Fan suggestions of the Stargate franchise is our way of showing our love for it and our desire to see the franchise go forward, not back. Finally, my opinions for where I think the Stargate franchise should go, or in what direction it should take. First, I would like to see the reintroduction of old characters from the Stargate shows that received some attention in single episodes, but wasn't a part of the main focal point of the entire story, such as characters like Eris Bach, the creature from the episode Fire and Water, maybe a couple of Ritus, if people remember what that was, Tok'ra, although they've had their share of episodes, the creature from the Fifth Man, the shapeshifters from the episode Spirits. I would like to see them plus other characters that only had one or two appearances through the Stargate franchise be brought together in a cohesive way and become the main focal point of the Stargate story franchises going forward. And when I mean brought together, I mean brought together in a cohesive way to solve problems that affect the universe. So the new heroes of the universe, I would like to see that being characters that had minimal to almost no attention in the Stargate franchise, meaning they were brought up in one episode and then that was it. We didn't see any more of them. I would like those particular characters, and like I said before, this is examples of would be Eris Bach, the Ritu, Tok'ra, the creature from fire and water. He wasn't exactly a creature, he was just basically a strange humanoid figure that can breathe underwater, probably almost indefinitely. The creature from the fifth man, who can make people see things that aren't really there. Maybe a couple Unases. I would love to see them again. I thought they were interesting characters. The first host of the Gold and all. As the show's new antagonists, well, I kind of want to go back to the replicator story from Atlantis and make them the new universal threat for the recurring characters I had mentioned earlier that I previously wanted to see brought back into focus and become the main focal point of the story. I would also like to see the fate of Dr. Weir from the Stargate Atlantis episodes resolved in a future Stargate episode or Stargate show. And since we're talking about a new Stargate show or movie, I would like to see a new SGC headquarters. Maybe somewhere in space, just hovering slightly over the planet Earth. Maybe a new SGC on another planet within Earth's solar system. Maybe on the moon. Or how about the new SGC in Atlantis? Remember in the last Stargate Atlantis episode, Atlantis was brought back to Earth. So somewhere out on the ocean, but on planet Earth. The reason why I say that is because previous Stargate episodes made it clear that politicians didn't want the Stargate SGC to be constantly being used and bringing in trouble from other galaxies, which led to the Ori story. All right, so because of that, that's why I'm saying I would like to see a new SGC headquarters. Closing. Stargate is a successful modern day story that I enjoyed watching and critiquing with my fan suggestions. The Stargate story can continue, but it should not erase or rewind the clock back to remind fans what it is all about. Instead, Stargate should progress forward, following the Atlantis stories. Conclusion. If the Stargate franchise decides on a reboot instead of continuation, they will be at risk of getting canceled, like SGU, which is Stargate Universe, which could possibly end the entire franchise as a whole.